And the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today became the latest politician to stand shoulder to shoulder with the protesting wrestlers at Jantar Mantar. Arvind Kejriwal met with the wrestlers protesting against the Wrestling Federation of India President Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh at the Jantar Mantar. They've called for strict action to be taken against the accused in the sexual harassment case. That is, Arvind Kejriwal called for strict action to be taken. This is Mr. Kejriwal's first public appearance this week following the allegations of him spending 45 crores on the renovation of his official civil lines residence. On Friday, after 6 days of continued protests by the country's ace wrestlers at the Jantar Mantar, the Delhi police finally registered 2 FIRs against the Wrestling Federation of India President Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh over allegations of sexual harassment and exploitation of female wrestlers by him.
दोस्तों, हमारे समाज में ऐसे ही किसी भी लड़की के लिए घर से बाहर निकल के खेलों में नाम कमाना वैसे ही बहुत मुश्किल है। हमारे समाज में महिलाओं को आगे आने से रोका जाता है। अपने भारतीय समाज के अंदर किसी भी महिला को बाहर निकल के इस मुकाम पर पहुंचना लगभग नामुमकिन है। पूरी दुनिया देख रही है, पूरा देश देख रहा है। सबसे पहले तो मैं इन पहलवानों को सलाम करता हूं, उनके जज्बे को सलाम करता हूं, उनके संघर्ष को सलाम करता हूं। मैं उनको ये कहना चाहता हूं, एक एक भारतीय जो भी भारत देश से प्यार करता है, इसमें कोई पार्टीबाजी की बात नहीं है, जो भी भारत देश से प्यार करता है, पूरा देश देख रहा है इन टीवी चैनलों के माध्यम से। जो भी भारत देश से प्यार करता है वो आपके साथ खड़ा है।
And a day after, there were 2 FIRs filed against him, one of them under the POSCO Act. The WFI president, Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh, got a hero's welcome in Gonda in Uttar Pradesh, his hometown, where there were several BJP MLAs also present in support. Addressing the media, he claimed he is innocent, facing allegations of sexual harassment by 7 women wrestlers. The chief on Saturday said he's ready for any kind of investigation, but he will not resign from his post, as it would mean, he says, that he has accepted the charges against him. So, 2 FIRs, one even under the POCSO that's filed, but Braj Bhushan is defiant. He says he won't resign. So, what's next? Joining us on Left, Right and Centre, Alok Vats, a political analyst who supports the BJP. Dr. Sunita Godara, Asian marathon champion, the champion marathoner, a fitness coach and a promoter. Thank you for your time. Jagmati Sangwan, Indian volleyball player who was part of the Indian team that won the bronze at the Asian Volleyball Championships. Also an activist, a women's rights activist now. Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Ashutosh Srivastava, an advocate with the Supreme Court, and Vishal Gosain, also an advocate. So the big question, of course, on Left, Right and Centre, why did the wrestlers have to go to the Supreme Court for an FIR to be filed? Why did it take so long for an FIR to be filed? Jagmati Sangwan, let me start with you. The fact that the Supreme Court had to issue a notice this week to the Delhi police for refusing to lodge an FIR on the complaint of sexual harassment by 7 women wrestlers, including a minor, against the former WFI president, the BJP MP Braj Bhushan. What does this say to you?
देखिए, सारा ये जो FIR रजिस्टर करवाने के लिए भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाना पड़ा है, ये बताता है कि ये जो हमारा देश है, ये देश के कानून के हिसाब से नहीं चल रहा है, बल्कि कुछ लोगों की मनमर्जी के हिसाब से चल रहा है। रेसलिंग फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया के अंदर WFI में कोई भी इंटरनल कंप्लेंट्स कमेटी नहीं थी, फिर भी रेसलर्स ने अपनी आवाज उठाई। फिर जो कमेटी बनाई गई उसने अपनी रिपोर्ट जो है वो पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं रखी गई, और अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की इंस्ट्रक्शंस पे जब FIR दर्ज हुई है तो वो कह रहे हैं कि वो रिजाइन नहीं करेंगे, और जब तक वो रिजाइन नहीं करते हैं, हम आपको ये बताना चाहते हैं कि बहुत सारी लड़कियां थी जो और भी आगे आना चाहती थी बोलने के लिए, लेकिन वो अभी उनके डर से, एज लॉन्ग एज ही इज कंटिन्यूइंग एज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ WFI, मे बी अनऑफिशियली विद द ओवरसाइट कमेटी, तो वो आने का हौसला नहीं जता पा रही, और आज भी वो बोल रहे हैं कि भाई वो रिजाइन नहीं करेंगे, और जब तक वो रिजाइन नहीं करेंगे निष्पक्ष जांच जो है वो हो नहीं सकती। सारा अभी मैं वहां से आई हूँ जंतर मंतर से, बच्चे बीमार हो रहे हैं, 7 दिन से वो सड़क के ऊपर सोने को मजबूर है। वहां पे उनके राइट टू प्रोटेस्ट जो है उसकी ब्लेटेंट वायलेशन चल रही है। वहां पे बिजली काट दी जा रही है, रात को पानी नहीं दिया जा रहा है उनको। इधर से जो पीटी उषा है, इंडियन ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन की जो अध्यक्ष है, वो उन बहादुर लड़कियों के बारे में जो अपने ऊपर होने वाले यौन शोषण के खिलाफ आवाज उठा रही है इस देश में, वो उनके बारे में कह रही है कि दे आर टार्निशिंग द इमेज ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स। What do you mean? Right to protest has been provided in this democratic country, and they are just utilizing their rights.
Okay, Alok Vats, coming over here, because what we heard Ms. Sangwan mention has also been echoed and reiterated by Arvind Kejriwal today. He's saying there's someone so powerful that it took the Supreme Court's intervention to get an FIR lodged. In this case, the accused here, or the person against whom these allegations, these charges are, is a 5-time MP of the BJP.
Let me tell you, Sarah, according to me, the Delhi police played the villain's role. They should have filed the FIR once the complaint was lodged. They dilly-dallied and delayed it. And hence, they had to go to the Supreme Court, and now finally the FIR has been lodged. Now again today, Braj Bhushan Singh has come out in open and he has clarified many things about him. So now let the investigations go on, and whoever will be, you see, some people are fearing that he may influence the committee's reports. Well, he has nothing to do with that. The police has lodged an FIR, a POSCO Act, and the other one is the other FIR. Already the committee has already taken made their report. It has to be made public. So where does Braj Bhushan Singh come into influencing them? Whatever influencing.
Alok Vats, you say the Delhi police is to blame. They're the bad guys here. So does that mean the Home Minister is responsible for this? Because the Delhi police answers to the Home Minister. Is he not aware that India's champions who have bought us fame and glory are spending, as Ms. Sangwan says, nights out in this heat with dengue and mosquitoes? These are the athletes who have to represent us at the next Olympics. They should be out training, not protesting. Is the Home Minister not aware of this?
I very well understand what you are saying, but then they had a very cordial 2 days marathon meeting with the sports minister, and a committee was formed. One of their person of choice was also inducted once they insisted about it. So they should have waited for that committee's report to come out. Why were they in such a hurry? And you see, as Braj Bhushan Singh has as Braj Bhushan Singh has pointed out, that these people belong to only one particular akhada and one particular state. So it's not an all-India protest which they are trying to portray. It's a cornered protest.
Dr. Sunita Godara, it's not an all-India protest. Let me ask you, because you're an athlete. By the way, Alok Vats, these are also women athletes who've represented India and still represent India on international fora who are on the panel tonight. But that said, I want to ask you, Dr. Sunita Godara, you were sitting there with the protesters today, correct? Right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, in the morning I was there for 3 hours.
So you have Alok Vats saying that you all are in a minority. This is not nationwide. You have not touched a chord with the women all over India. You're sitting with the protesters. Why can't you wait, he says.
See, first
What's
of all,
the big rush?
there is
he
no,
asks you.
Yes, there is no caste politics in this issue, If all the Olympic champions, Commonwealth champions and the Asian champions are from Jat community, it's not their fault. Because they have that damkham, so they are coming out. And in sprinting, all South girls are coming out.
Why?
In kabaddi, other states.
Alok, please, Mr. Vats,
listen to me now. Listen to me. In sports, we don't have any caste, creed, or even gender. We, in marathon, in my game where I won the Asian gold, we run together, and there is no caste politics in sports. So sorry, don't say this. But first of all, secondly, Why these delays taking place, you know? When there was something, that's why the FIR has been lodged now, when Supreme Court has given order. Why in India, those people, you know, those who have some pressure from somewhere, they don't work in time, and jab thappad khate hain, tab kaam karte hain. Now they have lodged the FIR. And POCSO rule says that once you have the FIR, the second thing, the person should be in jail, and then the investigation takes place. Now, again, on Friday, Supreme Court will give some order, and then they will follow. What is this? Why can't they use their own brain? And secondly, see, there is something called Ethics Committee. Do they have Ethics Committee, the Sports Ministry or IOA? If they don't have, they made Sexual Harassment Committee when there was sexual harassment allegation. Bizarre, you know. There is a rule, wherever workplace, there should be sexual harassment committee in place. It was not there. They made it marathon committee, marathon meeting. What is this? And secondly, this oversight committee was just out of sight. What they did, even Babita Phogat, you are saying ki, oh, we took the girl who was sister, but did she read it? They didn't even allow her to read the report, and she has to sign it. And PT Usha, she calls all these Olympian stars indisciplined. What she will never understand was what is minor sexual harassment. All these compromised athletes, those who have done nothing for other sports persons, they have brought glory for their country, very good. They have got all the awards, rewards, everything. Now the post also, IOA president, the MP post, and now also they cannot stand with these athletes, and they are saying indiscipline. What indiscipline? If you are raising your voice, it is indiscipline. Never. It is not at all acceptable.
Okay, but I want to clarify one thing, and we have Vishal Gosain over here, because we just had Dr. Godara say, Vishal, please correct us. You are a lawyer, you know how this works. Ma'am just said, under the POCSO rule, first immediately you have to go to jail, and then an FIR has to be filed. I mean, and then an investigation has to take place. I think is that what Ma'am has said. Please, can you verify, is that correct or wrong? Because we only want to go based on the facts here.
So, Sarah, I'll give you my purely legal perspective, and this is based upon whatever information I have also learned and gathered from the newspaper reports and various other reports. Now, to correct one of the panelists, it's not mandated under the statute that the moment an FIR for sexual harassment in terms of Section 11 and 12 of the POCSO Act is registered, the accused has to be mandatorily arrested. No, that's not correct, because there are some checks and balances in so far as the investigation process is concerned. The punishment which is prescribed under the POCSO Act is 3 years. So the police is under an obligation as per the statutory provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure to issue a notice in terms of 41A to the concerned accused to come over and join the investigation. So it's not as though the arrest is par for the course. Of course, it depends upon how this investigation pans out in the next, few weeks and months. But yes,
so now the ball is in the police's court, you're saying.
That's
so
right.
I just want to clarify one thing.
One more important aspect, that in terms of POCSO and to the best of my understanding, 2 separate FIRs have been registered. Under POCSO, as well as insofar as the IPC offences of sexual harassment are concerned, the police is under an obligation to take the concerned victims to the nearest magistrate for recording of their 164 statements, which will be, of course, unadulterated, without any coercion or pressure. Now, that's what the need of the hour is. And they should immediately undertake steps in that direction. And of course, then the investigation process will go on.
But one thing we must clarify for our viewers, because there is some talk of this. We have 2 FIRs that has been filed, one under the stringent POCSO. That does not mean that an arrest is next. And I say this because, Bajrang, we all want, as all of women athletes and their supporters, all of India supports them, we should fight on the right facts, right? So, Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik, they've all asserted that the protests will continue until Braj Bhushan is arrested. So, that our lawyers on the panel are clarifying is not necessary. That is not going by the rule of the law, not going by the law book. But that said, Ashutosh Srivastava, please come in over here as you have these athletes pointing out. Shouldn't Braj Bhushan be stepping down even though he says his term won't end? He says he's not going to resign because if he resigns, it proves that he's complicit. But on the other hand, as the athletes point out, isn't he influencing this investigation? How can you have an investigation while he is still sitting at the top post? And perhaps that is openly proved, as these athletes point out, by the fact that they've been sitting since February and nothing has come out. Even this fact, this oversight committee, as a doctor here on the panel says, it's an out-of-sight committee. Maybe it proves that. Ashutosh Srivastava.
See, resigning is like, it could be his personal choice, you know. But see, as far as Supreme Court is concerned, what happened in the Supreme Court, that the police itself has said that we are registering the FIR. See, while registering FIR against a person who is holding a position of a public servant, you know, Section 197 of the Criminal Procedure Code has certain regulations for which the sanction is also required. Only after that the FIR can be registered. So it is the police, Delhi police itself, which said that they were registering the FIR to do further investigation, for which the sufficient time was required to get sanctions and all, which they would have done by this time. Now, you know, so far as this entire issue is concerned, I feel that he had taken this position of the chairmanship of the WFI since 2012.
Yes,
and there had
remember,
not been,
I mean, that is over a decade. How does that happen anywhere?
Yes, there had not been any such kind of allegations against him as of now. See, the investigation is in process and he is the accused. So at the moment, it cannot be said that he has committed certain offenses. That has to be investigated by the authority. And after the FIR, the police is going to do the investigation of the entire issue. The police will obviously take the statements of all the complainants, informants. And so far as these two FIRs are concerned, one is under POCSO because one lady who is minor, and that is why the provisions of POCSO have been implicated. And also the provisions of the IPC in the other FIR has been implicated. And I think that can be investigated. And in what circumstances it all happened.
But
so it is a matter.
Vikram Singh, please come in over here. How does this work? Because you have the women here who are on protest. They are saying the police weren't even willing to file an FIR. We have Alok Watts, who supports the BJP, who's saying that the fault lies with the police. So clearly the police have been dragging their feet. Are the women who are on protests, India's biggest names when it comes to wrestling and our athletes, our Olympians, expected to now believe that the same police who they claim have been refusing to file their protest so much so that they had to file a plea with the Supreme Court is now going to follow up on this investigation? Vikram Singh.
Sarah, just quick 3 points. Number one, non-registration of cases has assumed epidemic proportions, and this is no exception. Now, the very fact that the Supreme Court had to intervene just to register a case against these high-profile and VIP complainants, that shows what level of incompetence we have reached. Now, after the Nirbhaya case, the Justice Verma Commission amended the IPC, invoked and incorporated Section 166 of the IPC against those police officers who are negligent in filing FIRs in respect of such matters. And I do hope that 166A IPC is registered against those officers who refuse to file the FIR in this case. To my mind, Braj Bhushan Saran Singh does not occupy any post which is that of His Excellency the Governor or a diplomat where prior permission or sanction is required. In this case, an FIR can be lost suo motu immediately, but the 7-day delays goes to show that show me the man and I'll show you the rules. This should have been done on day one itself. Now better late than never. I do hope that the complainants are subjected to the medical test, the mandatory medical examinations, and also statement under 164 of under the CRPC. Now, what remains is that not necessarily the POCSO Act also has the provision of life imprisonment till death within the jails. So depending if the punishment is more than 7 years, if the charges are that, then notice under Section 41A of the CRPC need not be given. then he can be questioned straight away. Now, we come to the fact that all the negligence shown by the Delhi police and also the defiance shown by the accused that he will step down only under his conditions. Political morality in any case is a myth. I don't expect much from politicians. But at the same time, I'm also very disappointed by the politicians who seem to be busy fishing in troubled waters. Now, the police have a job to perform, expeditions and investigation on the topmost priority, and ensure that evidence is collected and recorded.
Okay, thanks. Just hold that thought, sir, because we now actually have Bajrang Punia, Olympian, husband of Sangeeta Phogat. They've all been sitting on protest for the last 7 days. He's joining us now. Punia ji, thank you so much for joining us. मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, ये यहाँ पे बहुत सीरियस चार्जेस है, माइनर भी इन्वॉल्व है, मगर लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि आपने एफआईआर पहले क्यों नहीं फाइल की थी? बिकॉज अगर माइनर इन्वॉल्व थी, जनवरी और फरवरी में भी माइनर की केस थी, आपको पता था वो इन्फॉर्मेशन, तो व्हाई डिड यू वेट सर?
जी, सबसे पहले तो मैं सभी को नमस्कार करना चाहूंगा। और देखिए, हमने पहले भी बोला था कि हम नहीं चाहते कि लड़कियां आगे आए, कि लड़कियों का नाम, क्योंकि हमें पहले भी पता था कि वो कितने बड़े बाहुबली है, कितने ताकत उनके पास, क्योंकि सभी लड़कियों के नाम आज उन्होंने कुछ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बताया है कि जो माइनर जो नाबालिग लड़की है उसने वो सेल कमेटी बयान दी है, लेकिन पुलिस के सामने उसने बयान दिए हैं। तो ये लीक कहाँ से? मैं आपसे पूरे देश पूछना चाहता हूँ, देश प्रशासन से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि ये लीक किसने किया? ये बहुत बड़ा सवाल है, क्योंकि ये कॉन्फिडेंस में कि कोई भी जो खिलाड़ी कंप्लेंट दे रहा है उसका नाम बाहर नहीं जाएगा। उसके बावजूद उनको कैसे पता चला? और उस लड़की के पीछे इतनी मतलब प्रेशर डाल रखा है उनके लोगों ने, और जो कंप्लेंट दे रखे हैं सभी लड़कियों के पीछे पैसे लेके डरा धमका के पीछे हटाने का काम किया जा रहा है, और वो बोल रहे कि हम साफ सुथरी छवि के लोग हैं।
अच्छा पूजा जी, एक और क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे, मिस्टर भूषण तो रेसलिंग चीफ हुए हैं, प्रेसिडेंट हुए हैं, 12 साल हो गया है, तो यहाँ पे एक पैनलिस्ट पूछ रहे हैं कि 12 साल से किसी ने कुछ क्यों नहीं बोला? दूसरी बात तो ये है कि 12 साल से वो इस पोजीशन में क्यों थे? बिकॉज फॉर द पास्ट 10 years वी क्लेम दैट वी बीन ट्राइंग टू क्लीन अप इंडियन स्पोर्ट, तो अगर चेंज ही नहीं हुआ ऑन द टॉप, हु इज क्लीनिंग व्हाट वी डोंट नो, बट फिर भी आप ये बताइए हमें, क्योंकि लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि पहले क्यों नहीं ये सब एलिगेशंस पहले क्यों नहीं रेज किए थे? मिस्टर भूषण अपने आप कह रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल, लड़कियों ने बड़ी हिम्मत दिखाई है, इकट्ठा होके, बहुत साल से ये सब चल रहा था, तो किसी एक में कोई ताकत नहीं, सब में इकट्ठा होके, क्योंकि और सेल कमेटी में और आईओ में 15 खिलाड़ियों ने बयान दिए, 15 खिलाड़ियों ने, तो उन लोगों को नाम पता लगने के बाद ये तब से हम बच्चों के पीछे लगे हुए हैं कि कैसे हम सबको पीछे हटाएं। तो एक आप सभी देख रहे हैं, फायर करने में जिसके हाई कोर्ट का दरवाजा पड़ रहा है, तो ये लोग कैसे, एक आदमी कैसे सकता था? अगर कोई एक लड़की होती तो आप वो कैसे, आप बता दीजिए कि कैसे वो लड़ सकती थी अकेले? जब 7 लड़कियों ने कंप्लेंट देने के बाद वो उस आदमी के खिलाफ कोई एक्शन नहीं हुआ है अभी तक। अभी एफआईआर जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश आए तब एफआईआर हुआ है, तो एक लड़की को कैसे वो कर सकते थे?
Absolutely. At least they're speaking up now, and going by the way Mr. Bhushan is behaving, the way the system seems to be protecting him, going by the fact that it's taken so long for an FIR to be filed, and perhaps nobody can actually ask why did these women not speak up earlier? Nobody is in a position to ask that question of them. आखिरी क्वेश्चन पुनिया जी, आप कह रहे हो कि जहाँ पे आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हो वहाँ पे पानी और बिजली सब कुछ लाइंस कट गए हैं?
जी बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे बिल्कुल खाना अंदर नहीं आने दे, अंदर पानी है, गड्ढे हैं, टॉयलेट में पानी नहीं दिया जा रहा है, बंद किया हुआ है। तो पूरी तरह से पुलिस प्रशासन बोल रहा है कि आपको अगर प्रोटेस्ट करना तो धरती में इसमें रोड पे बैठिए आराम से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
All right, Punia ji, thank you. तो आप ये कह रहे हो कि ये प्रेशर टैक्टिक है, you believe that this is the Delhi police is trying to pressurize you to call off this very important protest. I apologize to all our guests. We had to cut short this discussion with you. We wanted to hear Mr. Punia, Bajrang Punia, speak on left, right and center. Thank you so much.